Back in August of 2024, Surron announced a brand new bike known as the Hyper-B. Unfortunately, they did not release any official information about it until last week. But the thing is, since just last August, the market for mini eMotos has already rapidly changed. But now that we have the official specifications, let's go over this bike and compare it to all of its new competition to see if it's still a good, worthwhile bike. So the first thing to remember about the Hyper-B is that this is a mini eMoto slash pit bike, depending on how you want to classify it. You can get it with two different wheel sizes, either 12 inches in the front, 10 in the back, or slightly larger, 14 in the front and 12 in the back. But even so, it's going to be a small, compact bike, which is something I like. This bike is going to be way easier to throw in the back of like an SUV than a full-size Surron. And it's also fun and nimble to ride because of its size. However, do note that this is a downgrade in power versus the regular Surron. So we officially know now that this has a peak power of 5 kilowatts. Okay, so this is a 5 kilowatt bike. And the battery voltage here, should I ride in their shoulder, or I think I have to take a lane here, unfortunately. But yeah, the battery voltage is 50, and that's pretty low, unfortunately. The regular Surron is 60 volts, and most high-performance models are now a minimum of 72 volts. So 50, it's not that impressive. Now, I will say that the one redeeming quality I see here, even though the raw specs aren't really that impressive, is the brand name. Surron does make high-quality products. I'm sure it's going to last a long time. Oh yeah, also the capacity of that 50-volt battery is 25 amp hours, and the total price we now know to be $2,800, which is an interesting price point. And it does slightly undercut probably what's going to be the main competition, which is the newly announced eRide Pro Mini. This bike was also just announced a little bit before the release of the Hyper-B. And on paper, it is the superior option, although it's a little bit more expensive at an even $3,000. But for just $200 extra, we are getting a 60-volt battery. It seems like when it comes to voltage, the whole eRide lineup, because just like with Surron, they have multiple bikes all at different price levels. But across the board, eRide products it seems to have like one step up in terms of battery voltage. And that's a big deal. Battery voltage when it comes to electric vehicles makes a big impact on performance and handling. The motor is also rated for 6 kilowatts, so we have an extra 1,000 watts of power. And the battery is also larger at 30 amp hours. So I think the specs easily justify the just $200 price premium when comparing the eRide Pro Mini to the new Surron Hyper-B. But again, I would expect the build quality, materials, and the overall fit and finish to be better on the Surron product. So it really comes down to your preferences there and what you really value. If you plan on doing heavy upgrades anyway, the Surron Hyper-B might be a better base platform. But here's where I gotta say that the bike I'm on right now, it's technically not a mini eMoto because the wheels here are not, 14 to 12 inches in size. They're full size at 19 and 17 in the rear. But this thing, it's the same price, $3,000, and this battery is 72 volts, 30 amp hours with a peak motor power of 6.5 kilowatts. And it's not that heavy, it's 139 pounds. The Hyper-B is the lightest at, I think it was only 85 pounds. That's actually very impressive. And the eRide Pro Mini is 107 pounds. But I think a lot of that weight difference does just come down to the battery. Again, this bike has the biggest battery and the Hyper-B has the smallest battery. So overall, I gotta say, I really like to see this category of mini eMotos gaining popularity, especially as the regular eMotos like the Surrons continue to get just bigger and more expensive over time. But I still think that this bike, the Mantis X, is still the best value at this price point. And if you swap out the wheels for something smaller, you essentially have a proper mini eMoto. But you guys know the drill. Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And also, for my next video, I'm picking up this off of Amazon, and this device should allow you to charge almost any e-bike, eMoto using public EV chargers. So once I get that, I'm going to make a whole video testing it out, seeing if it works. So if you guys want to see that, subscribe, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.